Hey, what's going on, good people? RVH at you. Now, you're going to see a couple of boxes over there. This got me really excited. It's not going to be what y'all think it is. Ain't going to be nothing what y'all probably think it is. Anyway, this is something that I run across here that's both of these boxes. Something that was part of my car audio past, and I was actually a representative for this product back in the day, so it kind of shocked me to be able to run across some of these things like I did. And y'all ready? I mean, back in the day, I couldn't even afford to get one of these on the accommodation. That's how tight things were back in the day. But anyway, well, y'all see a B. Y'all check this out. Some old school goodness here. Alright, let's get this out. Let's set this over. And y'all see it's still in the box. We're going to roll her around. Look at that. Blaupunkt, Toronto. An actual made in Germany head unit in the box. And where'd it go? This head unit here, I don't know if you guys can see that, in February 25th of 1993 was $569.95. Some of y'all are going to be wondering, what's that key card about? Well, that was something that unfortunately, this is how I got it. So we're going to unbox it here. So we got our manuals, and we got a additional key card. We even still have the window decals to put on your windows. I'm going to show y'all this thing. Just calm down. Alright. So, let me get around here where we can talk about this. So what's this key card security about? Well, the key card security is this. Without the key card being inserted in the radio will not work. And when the key card is out of the radio, this right here will flash a bright orange, letting you know that you can't steal the radio. Another cool thing with the key card is that all the radio settings that you had programmed in the radio, like, so let's say this is my key card, and I have it in there, and I go through and I set the radio up for me, and my settings, bass, treble, color, and all that stuff, that's going to stay on that key card. So if your wife or somebody else has a car and they have their own key card and they come in the car and they put their key card in, well, all the settings of the radio is gonna revert to whichever key card is installed. All right, and this one here, this was back in the day. We were starting to transition from the slide-out radio. Some of y'all remember those. From the slide-out radio to the detachable phase radios. And that's when Blaupunkt come up with the key card. And like I said, this is an actual made in Germany unit. And another wonderful thing about the old Blaupunkts and primarily any European or made in Germany or European vehicle type connector is this here was a standard ISO plug. So what you could do, any Mercedes, BMW, Audi, Volkswagen that use this harness, even with premium sound systems or with CD changers, you could simply unplug the factory radio, plug this radio directly in, all functions worked. Okay, so that's it for radio. Now I did have to order a preamp output plug because this one did not, the guy didn't have it with it, which was a common occurrence with these units because the installers wouldn't use them, you know, if it was just going in a basic car, and they would toss them out. God, I found these. I had to dig around, and luckily for Google Translator, I was able to find the plug because I had to order them out of a place in Poland, and which was crazy. From Poland to Augusta, Georgia, I had this plug in 3 days. That was crazy. Now, whoever who had this one installed in had this in like the 1980s. This ISO connector come about sometime in the mid 90s, like 93, 94, 95, and before that, this was the ISO plug. Now, the current ISO plug is similar to this, but instead of having the 110 pin connector, they now have three smaller connectors. One's like a 16, one's like a 12, and something like that. And there was another cool feature the gentleman did not have for this. There it is. A lot of cars back in the day didn't have steering wheel control, so Blaupunkt had this. The thumber remote control. It's strapped to your steering wheel, basically giving any car that you wanted to have steering wheel controls. You just beep, 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 beep. You see my thumb on the thing, my cut? Yeah, you just go like that. So that was cool. So that's our old school head unit. We're going to set her off to the side, take real careful care of her. And let's slide the other box over. Nope, didn't come from Amazon. Now, y'all take note. You shipping and stuff, old school amplifiers, this is the way to do it. Right here. All this stuff just kind of fell in my lap at one time, guys, and I couldn't resist. Here, that's a heavy joker. This is some old school business here. Oh, let me get her unwrapped. Look at that. I don't feel like standing there holding it. I don't want to drop it either. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Blaupunkt Velocity V450. This is 50 watts RMS by 4 at 4 ohms. And it is a 1 ohm stable amplifier. Now, these amplifiers are not made in Germany. That is because, you know, back in the 90s, back in, you know, USA amplifiers were all the rage, and that's where this amplifier was made. I believe they were actually made out of Michigan. And as we can see here, minimum speaker impedance, 1 ohm. Come on, focus. It's not going to focus. Anyway. Focus. There we go. 1 ohm. Made in the USA. Actually, these were made in Michigan. And that was actually due in part, I believe they were made in Michigan. That was the way I recalled it. And that was part in due to the THD limiting, the hush circuitry, which, if I'm not mistaken, was actually licensed from Rain, because everybody back in the day doing competition cars were using Rain noise gates, and this was very similar to the Rain noise gate. With it in the switched on position, if you started overdriving and clipping the amp, it would basically throttle itself back down. And like I say, keep in mind, this is from the 93, 94, 95 range that this amplifier was made. So we have on channels 1 and 2. We got our bass treble control, we have our crossovers, we have low pass, we have high pass, we have our gain adjustment. And on the channels 3 and 4, we have the same bass, treble, crossover, and gain. And obviously the amplifier can be run in 2, 4, or 3 channel mode and easily drive a system, because if I'm not mistaken, at 1 ohm per channel, these amplifiers do about 125, 130 watts per channel. And let's flip it around over here to the input side. Of course, we had our, back in the day, we just had our traditional screw down spade connectors, and they also had a remote input. I'm going to get into this when we get the other product out of the box, because the remote gain input for this was a lot different than the remote gain inputs that we have now. It was actually like a gooseneck slider gain control that actually had controlled the, you could actually control the gain, you could control the bass and treble, you could actually control the hush circuitry, the THD limiting. You could actually control how much you wanted it to throttle back or not throttle back. So that was actually a bonus for having the RM1 gain controller. So now here we have, let me move this over here. These things are heavy. Hey, let me turn y'all down here. So, I can't get my thing to turn. There we go. So let's get over here. We went through our 4-channel. Now let's focus on this is the V2100. 2-channel or 2-channel, 1-channel. Of course, they're obviously Class A, B. More on the Class A. They actually did very little Class B biasing on these amplifiers. But anyway, pretty much same controls. Bass, treble, crossover, gain, high pass, low pass. And I'm going to get more into the RM1 remote control, because you're going to notice on this amp we have input and we have output on the phone jack connector. So what that meant is you could have a single Blaupunkt RM1 controller that had your bass and your treble and adjustments that we all talked about. Well, you have your RM1 plugged into this amp. You run your jumper over into this amplifier, and you can control both amplifiers off of one RM1 remote control. And the actual RM1 remote control actually had a switch on it, so that way you could actually adjust and control both amps individually. And if anybody that's watching this video, I know I run across somebody that had one, and we got a little nick there, barely a little nick there. They had an end cap to link these two amps together. If anybody knows of anybody that's got one, please let me know. Or it would be nice also to have another V2100. That would be cool. Or either that or another V450. I would like to have either one of each, and maybe the end cap. And last but not least, I didn't have these in a box. These were on the lower end factory replacement side of things. I kind of forgot about that when I ran across these, but I went ahead and grabbed them because they were just so dirt cheap. These are brand new, and because they were brand new in the package, little Blaupunkt P652Cs. Like I said, these were pretty much just on the low end factory replacement kind of side. Power handling, 40 watts RMS, you know, blah blah blah. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, I guess I can pop them open here, and I'm going to open the other end because I do want to show you guys. This is kind of cool because these right here are from like 1995, 1996, and brand new in the package and never installed. So that means we have our wire. It's just kind of cool when you do run across stuff like this. There are some screws in here somewhere. There they are. Look at that. The original, all the original stuff there. And I forgot how their box and packaging work. There we go. And let's pop one out. Like I said, keep in mind, y'all, I said these were on the factory replacement side, so we're not, you know, they were nothing really that special on these. I wish I could have found some RL. I think they were 65 RL 6520s or something like that, but yeah, we got our standard little polycarbonate dome tweeter that actually kind of sound like more like a soft dome. You can tell, never been mounted. Yeah, look at that big, huge, massive motor structure. Whew. Anyway, that's about it for those. Hang on, y'all bear with it. We just got one more little. I don't even know why I bought these for, because I mean not these, but I got something in the very similar thing that I'm getting ready to show you guys. Boom. Ah. Of course, it had to fall. Alright, these were cool. These are in a little bit higher, one step up from the 6.5 in the model lineup, the XE4020s. And here again, these were brand new in the package. I found these from a gentleman in Michigan that actually worked for the Bosch Corporation, and he told me that he won these in a raffle back in the 90s and never used them or anything, and I probably get it. Nobody really uses a 4-inch anymore. So, yeah. And then this I wanted to use as a lesson. Somehow somebody lost or done something with the plastic piece for the grill. So I don't have a grill. And we'll never find one. Show y'all what. So if you guys are looking for old school stuff, make sure you catch. I didn't catch it. I didn't really inspect them. They look new. And there you go. So if I needed the grills, I'm SOL. But as we can see, the magnet on this 4-inch is a little bit bigger than the one on the 6.5 over there. We are utilizing the same polycarbonate dome tweeter. Kind of like a poly paper blended cone, little foam surround. And these things actually sounded quite good for what they were. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it for all my old school Blaupunkt goodness. It just all kind of fell in my lap at one time. So we're going to cut it off there, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, and please keep in mind, this is not to be confused. Oh, no, don't go nowhere. Let me ask y'all a question. How many manufacturers do y'all know of that give you the Thiel small perimeters on a 4-inch coaxial driver? How cool is that? You could actually make yourself a subwoofer enclosure off of the perimeters included with a 4-inch coaxial speaker. That's how you can not confuse this with today's Blaupunkt that's now run by some Chinese investment firm. This was the real deal. This is what made Blaupunkt Blaupunkt. And it's really sickening to see that they're gone from this. The innovation of the key card radio, the sound quality, and the innovative features of the amplifiers. You know, when the Robert Bosch Corporation had control, it was crazy. But gone now. Anyway, alright guys, going to try to sign off again now. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe to the channel. We got some other stuff coming. I have been crazy busy at work, y'all. That's why y'all haven't. I've got some videos I've actually got recorded. I've just got to get edited. And then coming the end of this month, I'm going to be taking a nice long 2-week vacation. And I got like 4 shows planned to attend with the kicker system. So that's going to be great. And yeah. Thanks for watching, y'all. We out of here. See y'all.